What's going on YouTube? It's the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, the fashion and fragrance guy. That's what I talk about on this channel, man. I tell you guys about fashion, but mostly, of course, I talk about fragrances. So if you're into fashion and fragrance, make sure you hit subscribe. Enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well. So that way, anytime a new video is uploaded on YouTube, you'll be one of the first people to get notified. So in today's video, guys, I want to be jumping into a brand, the brand of Parfumsdemarly. When I received the newest Parfumsdemarly fragrance, Althair, I think that's how you pronounce that, made me really start to think about the brand of Parfumsdemarly overall. If you didn't get a chance to see my full review of that fragrance, I will make sure that I link it here. But in that video, I talked about how perfect that fragrance was, in my humble opinion, for the season of fall. Everything about the fragrance spoke fall to me. The color of the bottle, the notes, the cinnamon, the vanilla, all these different notes and elements of that fragrance really made me think about fall. And so it really also got me to thinking about the brand of Parfumsdemarly itself. There are certain brands, when you think about certain seasons, that I think are perfect for that season. Anytime I think about niche and I think about spring, summer, Creed is the first brand that comes to my mind, because a lot of the fragrances from the brand of Creed, that portfolio, are really great for that time of the year. Spring, summer. I can't really think of any other brand, I would say, that is better than Creed for those seasons. But when we start talking about fall and winter, there are several brands that I love and I highly recommend. One is Tom Ford, two, I would say, by Killian, and also the brand of Parfumsdemarly. And I would say that I have a pretty nice size Parfumsdemarly collection. So I wanted to talk about the 10 fragrances from the brand that I own that will be great for the fall and winter, because we're transitioning now, of course, to fall and later on winter this year. So I'm going to give you guys my top 10 in order of more of the appropriateness for the season. Not necessarily which fragrance I like the most, but what's more appropriate for the fall and winter seasons. And again, I'm going to rank them from 10 to number 1. So if you want to see what I have on the list, you guys know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's jump right into this list of fragrances. It was really difficult to order these and put them in order from what I think is most appropriate for the fall and winter season to, of course, to least, because all of them are great, obviously, for the season. But it's a tough job. Somebody had to do it, and that, of course, that had to be me. So coming in the 10th spot, I think this is a really highly underrated fragrance from Parfumsdemarly. It needs more love and attention. This one is called Nicean. Nicean. Man, I really love this fragrance. This is one of those scent DNAs that probably, when I first got started kind of collecting or getting deep into this hobby, may not have been my cup of tea, but now it surely is. Oh man, I love this scent. The primary note here is patchouli. This is a patchouli-based fragrance. You got patchouli and saffron in this fragrance, and it's just absolutely standout. Like I said, this one doesn't really get a lot of attention, but it deserves more attention. It's going to work perfectly in the fall and winter season. Again, you got notes in here, saffron, so you got labdanum as well, so it's a really leathery kind of scent profile. You also have some rose, and like I said, primarily patchouli in this as well. So again, just a standout fragrance, really highly slept on. And to me, this scent DNA is really unique. That's another thing about this one. So if you wear this, you're not going to be smelling like anybody else. Again, this one is great for the fall and winter. So check this one out, guys. Highly slept on, in my humble opinion, from the brand, of course, we're talking about Parfumsdemarly. This one is called Nicean. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list in the 9th spot is this one. This is Halt. Halt, another amazing fragrance from the brand. This one is going to feature notes of saffron, oud, and praline. And that's one of the things I really love about this scent. You have all these nice leathery touches and the oud, of course, in there. So really very, very woody fragrance. Of course, some people say this kind of resembles oud for greatness. I agree with that. But you also have that sweetness from praline, and that's what makes this fragrance so unique. During the fall and winter months, I love those warmer, sweeter notes. I love balsamic fragrances, ambery fragrances, and this fragrance is just perfect for the cooler temperatures. So it's in a nice spot. There's a lot of great ones on this list, so that's not diminishing any of the fragrances I have in the 9th and 10th spot. Again, I'm ranking them based on what I would like to wear in the fall and winter and what's appropriate, in my opinion, for the seasons. But a great one nonetheless. Of course, this was a Harrods exclusive. This one is called Halt. All right, coming in the 8th spot is the original Layton. This is Layton. And of course, this fragrance features notes of apple, cardamom, vanilla, sandalwood. Love Layton. Now, we were just doing what fragrances I love the most, you know, just generally speaking. This will be much higher on the list. But for fall and winter, I still think you can get away with Layton. This is more of a signature scent to me, which could really transcend and cross over 3 seasons. Not really the best summer fragrance in my humble opinion, although you could wear it in a climate controlled environment. But when you talk about fall and winter, it still works. Again, the apple, of course, you have that spicy, sweet cardamom note in here as well. And like I said, that creamy vanilla sandalwood dry down. It's an amazing fragrance. Of course, this is one of the most popular from the brand. But of course, they have a lot of other fragrances from this brand that are better in fall and winter. And of course, I'm going to talk about them later on in this list. But it's still great, and it can work in the cooler temperatures because of the way it's constructed. So in the 8th spot, of course, this is the most popular fragrance probably from this brand. This is Layton. This is a fragrance that when I talk about it and I really start to talk about the notes in it, it makes my mouth water oftentimes, to be quite honest with you. This is so delicious, man. Great for the fall. Perfect for the fall. You could wear it in winter as well, but this one is called Hopton. What a delicious fragrance this is, man. Apple, rose, myrrh, and caramel. I've often said this when I talk about this fragrance. This is the time of year where I'm located geographically, where they have the county fair. And every year when I do decide to go to the county fair, me and the family, I like to get a candy apple. That's exactly what this is in a bottle. Again, the apple and the caramel here. The myrrh is really sweet and warm, balsamic, has a balsamic quality to this fragrance as well. This is just a standout. And of course, there's rose in here. Again, there are so many fragrances from this brand that are great for this time of year. This is just one of them. And it's just crazy to me that any list that I do, that this will be in the 7th spot, but it's just a lot of great ones, guys. But check this one out. I love this fragrance. In the 7th spot, this is Hopton. And coming in the 6th spot, this is the newest one from parfumsdemarly, Althair. Althair. Like I said, I did a full review on this. If you did not see it, I will make sure I link it down below. Cinnamon, bourbon, vanilla, and of course we have praline in this one as well. Those are the 3 main notes, and that's really what you can get to my nose for the most part in this fragrance. Those 3 notes really are what this fragrance is about, is what, you know, really makes this fragrance what it is. The cinnamon, that vanilla, and that sweetness of praline. Like I said, from the bottle to the scent itself, this is a fall fragrance. So it's in the 6th spot. I'm really enjoying this fragrance. Again, check this one out, guys. The newest release from the brand. This is Althair. All right, guys, we got a lot of bangers on this list, and coming in the 5th spot, this is Pegasus Exclusive. Pegasus Exclusive from the brand. This is bitter almond, vanilla, sandalwood, and unlike the original, they added oud and an amber accord to this fragrance. Already a great fragrance, the original Pegasus, which of course to me probably could get away, obviously, with wearing that in the fall and winter. But this is more appropriate. Again, that oud, that amber accord they added to the base of this fragrance just took it to the next level when you talk about deep, rich fragrances, which are great for cooler temperatures. Knocked it out of the park, home run. You can still smell the original Pegasus, but of course you had that exclusive part, the oud and the amber. Great during the cool temperatures and cold weather. Check this one out, guys, in the 5th spot. This is Pegasus Exclusive. All right, now coming in the 4th spot, this is probably the fragrance that originally got this fragrance brand on the map, so to speak, in my humble opinion. An amazing fragrance, a classic, a masterpiece in my opinion. This is Halt. This is Halt. This was my first purchase from this brand. It features notes of cinnamon, tobacco, incense, vanilla, and there's that ISO-E super in here that really enhances this performance. But again, this is a tobacco, cinnamon, incense fragrance. That's really what it is at its core. And of course, guys, cinnamon, incense, tobacco, those kind of things work great in cold weather. Warm spices, smokiness, incense, great, great, great. Stands up to the cold weather perfectly. And again, I love this scent. Definitely a masterpiece in my humble opinion. So if you don't have it, this is one I highly recommend that you get your nose on. This is called Halt. Now coming in the third spot, this is Layton Exclusive. Layton Exclusive, amazing fragrance, apple, cinnamon, sandalwood, vanilla, oud, and coffee. So there's a difference here, just like Pegasus did with Pegasus Exclusive. Layton came out with Layton Exclusive and made it just a richer, deeper, denser interpretation of the original. Just like Pegasus, I do love the fact that you can smell the original Layton when you smell this fragrance, because it still has all of those elements that the original had, which made it what it was in my opinion, minus the cardamom. But they have the apple in there, you still have the vanilla, you still have the sandalwood, which is some of the standout notes. And then again, you add notes in there like oud and coffee. I love this stuff. This is just an absolute stunner in the cold weather. Trust me when I tell you that. If you haven't smelled it, this is one you need to experience as well. It comes in the third spot. This is Layton Exclusive. Now coming in the number 2 spot, which may be my favorite Parfums demarly. I'd have to really sit back and think about this for a while because I'm not sure. I really do enjoy quite a few of these, but this could be my favorite. This is Wajan. Wajan, and why do I love it? It smells like apple pie, guys. Cinnamon, honey, benzoin, and tonka bean are some of the main notes. Again, we can go through all the semantics about that and all of the specifics and things of that nature about notes. This smells like apple pie. That's the best way for me to describe this fragrance. Again, that sweetness, that tonka bean, the benzoin in there. Like I said, the honey accord. This is so good. This is so good. And like I said, fall and winter, honey, tonka bean. You're gonna find those kind of notes that are really good. Those sweet notes work really well in cooler temperatures. Sweet notes like that, tonka bean, honey, can really be cloying if they're using large quantities in a fragrance in hot weather. So again, cooler temperatures, sweet, honey, tonka, knocked it out of the park with this one. Love this scent. Like I said, this may be my favorite when I really sit back and think about it from the brand. And that's really saying something because I love a lot of these. But for fall and winter, it comes in the number 2 spot. So check out this apple pie fragrance on the bottle. This is called Wajan. And coming in the number 1 spot, it's in the number 1 spot because it reminds me of several of these fragrances kind of wrapped up in one bottle. And I'm talking about Carlisle. Carlisle. This may be my second or third favorite from the brand. I think it will be out of Wajan, Layton, and Carlisle. But this has nutmeg, apple, tonka bean, rose, and patchouli. You listen to the note breakdown, you hear notes that I talked about in a lot of the other previous fragrances. The rose, you have the apple like you have in Layton. You have the patchouli in here. I talked about that in Nicene. So again, a lot of elements of a lot of those other fragrances that I really, really enjoy. There's elements of, I can say there's elements of Hopton in here as well. But this is like a culmination of all those great fragrances in one bottle. So that's why I had to be in the number 1 spot. This thing is absolutely nuclear as far as performance is concerned. It lasts all day. It gets noticed, it gives compliments, and again, it's great for the cold weather. So in the number 1 spot in my collection of Parfums demarly fragrances for the fall and winter, make sure you get your nose on this one. This is Carlisle. But that is it, guys. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today. As always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and attention to these videos. I know you don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to make sure you take out a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you are sharing these videos out to some other folks out there that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.